Fighting in a major city in Afghanistan has been intensifying. There are fears Lashkar Gah in the southern Helmand province could be the first provincial capital to fall to the Taliban. A TV station there is reported to have been seized by the militants, and thousands of people have been fleeing rural areas. The UK and the US say the Taliban may have committed war crimes. The Taliban say those accusations are baseless. The US Secretary of State Antony Blinken told reporters that the Taliban could not turn the country backwards.
We will keep engaging intensely in diplomacy to advance negotiations between the Afghan government and the Taliban with the goal of a political solution, which we believe is the only path to lasting peace.
I would like to point out that we have now a very clear vision and plan for taking back control. Our security forces are ready. They have reassembled, know the plan and are getting stronger by the day.
Well, I'm joined live now by Vanda Felbab-Brown, who's a senior fellow in the Centre for Security, Strategy and Technology in the Foreign Policy Programme at Brookings. Ms. Felbab-Brown, thank you very much for being with us. How significant are these gains by the Taliban?
Well, unfortunately, they are significant. We have seen over the past several weeks significant advances of the Taliban in the rural areas and systematic efforts to choke off access to key provincial capitals. And what we have been seeing really since Thursday is a push into 3 provincial capitals, particularly 2, the capital of Helmand, Lashkar Gah, and the capital of Herat city. Prior to that, the Taliban has made significant advances also in the north, very significant strategically, politically. Now, it's not over, and it is absolutely crucial that Afghan security forces find a way to hold the Taliban offensive and really develop capacity to better stand up to it. Secretary Blinken is absolutely right. The only solution to lasting peace is an inclusive government that is negotiated. Unfortunately, the Taliban feels that the political, strategic, and most importantly, military momentum is on its side and is making a big push forward.
Ashraf Ghani says that he did warn Washington that a swift withdrawal would be damaging for the country. Is there any chance of America reversing its decision, delaying its decision? What can the United States do?
Well, I think it's very unlikely that the United States would reinsert military forces back into Afghanistan. The decision by the Biden administration has long been in the making and is a cumulative process of years of contemplating that, including, of course, the Trump administration's initial peace deal with the Taliban in Doha. However, the United States, I hope, and Secretary Blinken and other US government officials have repeatedly reiterated, want to stay engaged in Afghanistan and do not intend to walk away from Afghanistan. That includes supporting the Afghan security forces, at least from out of theater, through training, the provision of equipment. One of the issues currently at stake is, of course, the airstrikes. The United States over the weekend has reinserted airstrikes to help the Afghan forces defend Lashkar Gah, but those airstrikes will end presumably by the end of August. And so the question is, how will Afghan security forces cope with that significant reduction of air support? But beyond that, there is also the diplomatic and political pressure on the Taliban, on regional actors to help usher in some sort of negotiations. Unfortunately, in my view, we are very far away from even the onset of meaningful negotiations. And the negotiations are unlikely to start until we start seeing at least some beginnings of a stalemate on the battlefield, until the military momentum of the Taliban is halted.
OK, Vanda Felbab-Brown from the Foreign Policy Programme at Brookings. We'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us.